Some might say that the best surprises are not only timely but also unexpected. Hey there, guys. This is Flames Ron, aka YouTube Sasuke, and yeah, this got announced. They announced Star Ocean 6, Star Ocean: The Divine Force, coming to PS5, Xbox Series, PS4, Xbox One, and PC in 2022 for the Star Ocean's 25th anniversary. Didn't we already celebrate a popular anime sort of fantasy sci-fi um, action JRPG franchise already? The Tales series. I mean, I feel like most people probably know by now the connection between Star Ocean and the Tales series, which is why I find this whole thing kind of funny. Truthfully, I was kind of under the impression that Star Ocean was kind of done. I know they were kind of keeping it alive a little bit with the mobile game that I think was still going on in Japan. I know we just had Star Ocean 5, Integrity and Faithlessness, which I've got some bad news, y'all. I bought the game. I didn't play it. Or I played a little bit of it. But I didn't play that much of it, so I'm horribly behind. But so I need to beat that game before I move on to this one. Of course, it's not out until 2022, so I'll have plenty of time. But and in all fairness, I didn't really like the combat and Integrity and Faithlessness from what I played so far because it's taking heavily from Star Ocean 3, which I didn't like that battle system. I think 4 had the best battle system of all the 3D Star Ocean games so far, because this one actually, based on the trailer, seems to be kind of like Tales of Arise, trying to kind of broaden the scope and sort of re-envision the series a little bit to make it a little bit more open and a little bit more modern. Because in the combat they show, it looks like it's going to be. It also looks like they're taking a lot of cues from Arise, if I'm being honest, or if not Arise, from Star Ocean 4, which is good. And then also they're touting the whole like being able to free roam the area. They're talking about how like you can fly around on your little jet thingy, which that looks pretty cool. And graphically, the game looks pretty nice. Like before, and like usual, I'm gonna link the Gamatsu article, which will have more information about the game. But it looks all right. It definitely looks like the fights are going to be real quick. In fact, one of the headlines in the press release says super high-speed action battles, no random encounters. Players will seamlessly enter battles with enemies that populate the world. So there definitely are kind of sort of going for like that Zestiria / Arise era sort of, we got to make everything seamless kind of thing, which is kind of funny because Arise didn't do the seamless thing, which I'm glad. Or at least mostly. But they talk about how like you can float around the air and stuff. So like they really want this game to be a bit more open worldy and actiony, which for me I'm okay with, because not to kind of give the Tales of Arise review away, but I enjoyed the game and I enjoy the direction that it's going in. I thought I wouldn't, but it turns out, not too bad. So that's pretty interesting, I think. I'm not too keen on the character designs. They look okay. The blonde guy Raymond, I don't like his shirt. I don't know. I'm probably gonna play as him. I kind of like his attitude. He kind of reminds me of Hyoga from Saint Seiya a little bit, and even Edge Maverick a little bit from Star Ocean 4. Which I'm wondering if that's kind of what they're trying to go for, going for sort of like the blue blonde thing, because that's kind of what they've been doing. Star Ocean 1 had Roddick, he had blue hair. Star Ocean 2 had Claude, he had sort of like that dirty blonde, kind of almost slight light brown hair. Star Ocean 3, Fate went back to blue hair. Star Ocean 4, with Edge, he had blonde hair. 5, we had Fidel, he had blue hair. And now we got this guy Raymond, he's got blonde hair. And he uses a great sword, which is why he has really swole ass arms. But it definitely looks like the game is going to be a little more actiony than the previous games. I'm wondering if they're going to keep the whole like art system to where it's based on your distance, because like the Tales series, Star Ocean has an art system or a skill system. Unlike the Tales series, it's based on your position. So you have really 2 slots. One slot for when you're close to your enemy, and then another slot to when you're far away from your enemy. And so you have to kind of plan your attack that way. But it looks all right. I only watched the trailer once. it definitely still kind of has sort of like that really sort of high res sort of anime thing going on, if you know what I mean. Like, cause I remember when Star Ocean 4 was announced, like that was about probably the most like graphically realistic thing we had seen at the time. I remember when I got the game for my Xbox 360, I'm like, whoa, this looks really freaking pretty. And they revealed some characters already. They've shown some locales. We don't know where in the timeline this game takes place, but of course, those who know Star Ocean know that the way it works is that each planet kind of has their own different sort of, what do you call it? Not time zone, but era. Like different planets are like different levels of development. Like you'll have like a medieval planet, you have like a really old sort of like villagey planet. You'll have like a super high tech, modern planet and stuff like that. And then kind of how they handle that stuff, which 4 actually kind of introduced sort of, and one of the reasons why I actually really like 4 story wise is they have this thing called, I think it's called like the Preservation Act, to where like if you go to a different planet, you can't talk about your planet, and like you can't like share any of your technology. And if you leave your planet and go to another one, like you typically can't go back. Like they kind of bend the rules a little bit for the Star Ocean 1 people. But and I don't remember the full details, but I remember like it's sort of like a weird sort of like organic real time version of time travel. I think that's kind of what they're trying to go for. Of course, in Star Ocean 4, they actually have real time travel where they actually go back in time through a black hole, which I thought was pretty interesting, and why I kind of felt like Star Ocean 4 was actually the perfect final game, because it kind of tied up that loose end. Whereas here, I feel like I'm not really sure. Again, I didn't play much of Star Ocean 5, so I don't know exactly what kind of lore pieces they introduced or even tackled. But I assume this one will be further along. I don't know, because I know Star Ocean. I know Integrity and Star Ocean 5. By the way, I'm just calling it Star Ocean 5 because saying integrity and faithlessness can be a little cumbersome for my sensitive mouth. But I know that game took place like right before Star Ocean 3, which Star Ocean 3 is technically, as we know right now, the latest in the timeline, where like they reveal like, oh, it's a simulation, all that shit. I still need to finish Star Ocean 3. It's kind of sad that I consider myself a Star Ocean fan and I have all the games except for the Game Boy Color one, but I've only finished like 3 out of 5. Star Ocean 1, 2, and 4. And 4 I played on easy because I was trying to finish it quickly. But, it looks alright. Like, the game looks okay. I'm just... Again, and maybe it's just because I haven't played through 5 yet. And from what I understand, that game is actually kind of short. But it's just like, I don't really know what else you can do with this story. Because I'm trying to think of like what I remember from the games that I 1 and 2 that I've played through, 3 that I've played a fair amount of. I'm actually close to being done. 4, which I finished. I guess just besides doing more, exploring the planets kind of thing, I guess that's sort of what you can do with Star Ocean. Unlike the Tales series, the Star Ocean games all take place in the same world and universe, so it's like, you can kind of do a lot with that. You don't necessarily have to make, a whole new world just to warrant having a new game. You can kind of build off of what you've established before. But we'll have to kind of see what they do with the world and the lore of everything. I wonder if they're going to maybe touch on some previous characters and kind of see where they're at with their world. Yoshiharu Gotanda is who's the creator of Star Ocean, who also wrote Tales of Fantasia. Like, he's the actual writer of that story, or he was. Is writing this game a little bit with a couple other writers as well. Let me scroll down to see their names because I want to be respectful. But I bring that up because I'm wondering if maybe this game will also kind of do sort of like the antagonist that's actually a misunderstood good guy or someone who has good intentions or one of the party members. because he's kind of the one who started that thing, and of course the Tales series has run with it with other Tales games. But yeah, it's Yoshiharu Gotanda, Satoshi Wagahara, and then Shunsuke Sarai are doing the story. And of course, Motoi Sakuraba is doing the music, which he's been doing the Star Ocean music um, for a long time. I think he's always done the Star Ocean music. And here he actually kind of it's mainly just him. It's not like in Tales to where it's I think it's Shinji Tamura and a few other uh, um, musicians as well to kind of balance each other out and sort of have a more unified style. Here, it's primarily Sakuraba because a lot of people who sort of listen to his music know that he's really big on the jazz, um, or he can be, in my opinion. Because I think about like um, some of his music and a lot of his rearrangements where it's just him, and a lot of times he'll put like these sort of like real electronic, real high energy sounds to his music. Again, in my opinion, I'm not any sort of like expert on his music or whatever. And quite frankly, he's a pretty versatile musician because a lot of some of you guys might also recognize him as the music guy for Dark Souls. Very tonally different. Very different music. So maybe I'm just crazy. Maybe it's actually someone on the Tales team is all like, "Oh, I really like the jazz," though. I don't know how that you could say it would just be that one guy. When okay, well that means that Sakuraba also is bringing this other guy and be like, "Hey, do this Star Ocean game with me." Like, okay, dog, let's put in the jazz. Oh, well, we don't really need the jazz. No, I want the jazz, dog. I want the jazz. um, yeah, I'm kind of crazy, but yeah, this was kind of a surprise, and I am interested in this. I may not get to it right away. I still need to finish Integrity and Faithlessness, which I'll eventually get to. There are a few Japanese role playing games that I need to play. Like I never played Shining Resonance Refrain, even though I was one of the people really wanting to play that game back when it was announced, and we got it for PlayStation 4 and all that, and Switch. I, for whatever reason, was like, "Hey, I'm not gonna play it right away. I need to," because I actually like the Shining games, or at least some of them. But I'll get to that one because that one has Tony Taka doing the designs, and this game's being designed by Akimon is the pseudonym or whatever they're using. It's apparently the person who's been doing the mobile games and's been doing some other stuff for Tri-Ace. It's a decent design. I feel like this person is capturing the Star Ocean flavor pretty well because there's a lot of mix of fantasy with also sort of modern stuff and also some mechanical stuff and a lot of sort of like character designs that seem to complement each other a little bit. A lot of use of boots I've noticed because like if you look at Raymond, his to me it almost he's sort of got like the tactical sort of almost rubbery sort of look to him with his upper body, but then you go to the bottom, he's got like the really mechanical like almost Star Fox boots in a way, or even Mega Man like boots. But he looks all right. Looks pretty decent. But yeah, I'm curious to kind of see what this game ends up doing and kind of what they do with it. It looks okay. Again, I wasn't expecting a new game. So we'll see how it turns out. Hopefully it'll be fun. I feel like the gameplay in particular is probably gonna, from what I've seen in the trailer, is gonna be I think a lot better than 5. And again, I'm not trying to diss 5 or anything, but I don't like Star Ocean 3's combat system. And so when they were all like, "Hey, we're gonna try and take a lot from Star Ocean 3," I'm all like, "Oh, please don't." At least not from the combat. Character designs are okay, and I'm kind of iffy on the story, but combat I could kind of do without. I'm more of a Star Ocean 4 as far as 3D Star Ocean games, unless this game is all like, "Hey, we're going to do what you want us to do," and be like, "Bruh." But we'll see. I'm sure it'll be fun. Of course, I know, always happy to get another chance to revisit the Star Ocean world, even though at this point it's more of like a collection rather than actually playing the games, because I still need to finish 3 and 5, and then 6 is gonna come out, and I need to. I feel like I'm just rambling like no one's business. It's 4 in the fucking morning. I'm gonna call it. This game looks pretty interesting so far. It definitely looks like it's maybe trying to do the Tales of Arise thing and kind of evolve the series. Um, like I kind of teased before, I liked what I played of Tales of Arise. That review will be coming eventually when I finish recording it and editing it. If that game is to be any indicator of how Star Ocean 6 is going to be, I think Star Ocean might be in okay hands. Um, and I know I probably shouldn't be comparing the two franchises, but, come on. The history between the two games, the fact that, Star Ocean is also celebrating their 25th anniversary, and they announced it a little bit after Tales of Arise came out. When did this news actually hit? Okay, so like a little after a month when the game came out. I don't know. That's a little sussy, Square Enix. Of course, game looks, at least decent. Like it'd be one thing if the game didn't look that good, but I think it looks okay. I'll probably get it on PS4, which is gonna kind of suck because I'm starting to run out of space on my PS4, even after switching to a 4 terabyte solid state drive. And I'm trying to save up money for a 4 terabyte solid state drive for the PS5 as well. So okay, lots of things that need to be done. One of which being beat the games that I need to beat before getting into this game. But we'll see. I'm still definitely gonna at least get the game, and I'll watch like the videos and whatnot, and depending on how I like the game, if they release any action figures, maybe I'll get that, but we'll see. Overall, so far it looks all right. I feel like at the very least, people who are maybe itching for another game like Tales of Arise might have some fun with this one. If they want to play something new or have something to look forward to, because you could play East 9 or East 8, and that would be similar. But if you want something kind of a more similar caliber to Tales of Arise, this game might actually kind of suit your needs. You'll have to wait, obviously, because it's not coming out till 2022. But, if you're willing to wait, and I'm willing to wait, so, we can wait together. But, yeah, seems like an alright game. Again, I'm really surprised that they announced this, but I guess, people like their Star Ocean. I like Star Ocean. So, I'm happy to, go back into this world and kind of see how it goes, at least when I get to the other two games. But, we'll see how it goes. Looks pretty interesting, at least. But, yeah. This is Flames Around Nikki Sasuke signing out. See you later.